Before we get into what this clock saw, I have to ask, have you ever had a gut feeling so strong it felt like a physical warning? That feeling that the world you're standing in is a paper-thin stage and something is about to tear right through it. Let me know in the comments if you've been there, and make sure you're subscribed, because you're about to see what happens when that stage collapses. The camera wasn't a symptom of my distrust. It was the scalpel I intended to use to carve out the truth. That morning, she presented my coffee with a smile engineered for boardrooms and charity galas. Her phone vibrated on the marble countertop, once, then twice. With a dancer's practiced grace, she angled the screen away from me. I said nothing. By then, our most profound conversations were held in the chasms of silence between us. As I left for my workday, my car didn't head downtown. I parked 3 streets over, the engine silent, my laptop glowing in the dim light. I was waiting for the curtain to rise on a private matinee, broadcast from the unblinking eye I'd hidden in the designer clock on our mantelpiece. At first, the feed was a portrait of our life, a sun-drenched tomb filled with expensive furniture. Then, the doorbell. He walked in, not like a guest, but like a conqueror returning to his territory. Her boss. He was a man who wore his arrogance like a tailored suit, his cologne an invading army. There was no hesitation. His lips found hers, and she met his kiss with a hunger that was a stranger to me. In that moment, the air didn't just leave my lungs, it shattered. It wasn't the sting of a broken heart. It was the cold, diamond-hard shock of absolute clarity. 6 years ago, I was the foundation, the quiet architect of an empire I built from scratch. She was the wildfire that captivated every room she entered. My calm centered her. Her chaos made my world feel infinite. I built her a kingdom of glittering distractions, supercars, trips to Monaco, a penthouse that scraped the sky. In return, she built me a magnificent palace of beautiful lies. When her career took off, I was her biggest champion. I never questioned the late-night meetings or why her boss's name became a constant refrain in her stories. I didn't even flinch when our money slowly, subtly became my money. The first real crack appeared on a night I was away on business. She left her laptop open. A single message from him glowed on the screen. "Can't wait tomorrow." 3 words that weren't a confession, but a keyhole into a world I was locked out of. Rage is a fire that burns out. What I felt was glacial. It moves slower, but it carves canyons. I didn't confront. I architected. I began building a silent, invisible infrastructure beneath our life, rerouting funds into accounts she never knew existed. I enlisted an old friend, a cybersecurity expert, to plant the camera. The irony of hiding it inside a clock she'd chosen for its timeless elegance was a delicacy I savored. Then I waited. I became a master of the pleasant smile as she spun her daily web of deceit. I learned that traitors aren't just lying to you. They're performing a constant, exhausting lie to themselves. The footage of their affair became routine, data points in an equation I was solving. His hand on her waist, their shared laughter. It was just evidence. But on the 5th day, the script changed. After he left, she didn't relax. She strode into my study, my sanctuary. With chilling familiarity, she opened my private drawer, pulled out my company's core financial documents, and made a call. Her voice, the same one that whispered promises in the dark, now dripped with sweet, venomous charm. She was on the phone with my one and only business partner, painting a detailed picture of me as a criminal, secretly moving assets offshore to defraud the company. She wasn't just cheating on me. She was trying to bury me. In that instant, the last flicker of heartbreak was extinguished, replaced by the humming of a perfectly calibrated machine. Revenge is never about rage. It's about precision. For the next month, I dismantled her world with the quiet efficiency of a demolition expert. I created a phantom trail of financial transactions, expertly crafted to look like my alleged crimes, but with digital fingerprints that led directly, irrefutably, back to her. Next, I invited her boss to a meeting under the guise of a lucrative partnership. He gloated, mapping out how their affair gave him leverage over my company. He handed me the dagger, and I just smiled and let the hidden recorder drink in every word. 2 weeks later, the curtain fell. She came home to our customary silence, a glass of wine in her hand. But instead of silence, she was met with the 60-inch television. On it, I played a highlight reel of her betrayal. Every stolen kiss, every whispered lie, every frame of her conspiracy in my study. She froze, the color draining from her face. Then came the classic pivot of the guilty. You spied on me. I gave her a single hollow laugh. You incinerated a world you never bothered to understand. Before she could formulate another lie, I delivered the killing blows. An anonymous email, I explained, had just been delivered to her company's board of directors with evidence of her and her boss's insider trading. A second file contained the audio of him boasting about using her for leverage. He was already suspended. Her career was vaporized. By morning, her reputation was ash. By evening, the divorce papers were filed, and every asset she could touch was frozen. Her credit lines poisoned by the very financial trail she thought she was creating for me. She didn't weep. She just stared, the vacant look of a high-stakes gambler who has just realized the house was built to make sure she'd lose. I moved out 2 days later. I left her the penthouse and its million-dollar view of the city she'd failed to conquer. The only other thing of value I left behind was the clock, the unblinking eye that had served as both judge and jury, now ticking away the seconds of her ruin. That feed didn't break me. It forged me in fire and ice. They say revenge is hollow. They're wrong. It's a restoration. It's the universe snapping back into alignment where chaos once ruled. If you've ever had to fight for your own kind of justice and come out stronger on the other side, I want to hear about it. Share your story of resilience below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you believe in the cold, clean power of the truth, and subscribe for more stories where chaos meets its match.